Shai, the abundance to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to sincere brothers, pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth.
Hey, redo it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahushua.
I give all honor and glory to
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
The abundance to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth. Just a quick lesson we're going to get into today about just admitting your faults. We coming back into our heritage now, and the Most High, he's raising up his elect, and he's showing themselves as men. So we got to get that old man off of us, try to basically justify everything or trying to just make excuses why you're in the wrong. Just admit your faults, and you can continue on in this word,
Yeah, or having a reason on why you did A, B, and C,
right.
Sometimes you don't, it's not needed, it's not necessary. And then a lot of words and different conversations bring forth a different perception, that you may not be trying to push off, but with that excessive speech, that excessive talk, or that excessive explanations, they bring forth, barriers of confusion. So the scriptures go into being short of words, when it comes to a lot of things, and it's a learning curve as well, for both parties.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, the first precept, bro.
Yeah, just Isaiah 40.
Something real quick. Just to back up the elder, and it's in Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Go ahead, just cut it dry. Just you do something, yes I did. If you didn't, no I didn't. It's simple. That's how the Most High is, man. He's simple with it, man.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be in the same mind frame. This Isaiah 46:8. Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors.
God. So remember yourself as men. So when you actually look into the Hebrew, and it slipped my mind at this time frame, but it means to act in the manner of a man. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. And to prove that point, get Ecclesiastes, I'm gonna say 12 and 10.
In the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Ecclesiastes. Okay.
Yeah, you can read it, bro.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. And let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Yeah, so as for the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And like the brother had said before, we've taken off that former man. And so becoming a new man, we have to relearn our culture, man, our culture as an Israelite. Because black culture teaches you to be emotional. Black culture teaches you to justify yourself. Black culture teaches you to be just bitch made and no integrity, man. Because nobody wants to be, in the wrong, but at the same time, in order to grow, you have to go through failures and be in the wrong, man. Because if not, you'll be stuck at the same level, man.
Right. Definition of justify.
Okay.
I got a quick one too.
Oh, you got a lovely quote right there. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna share the screen. So we can get that. Yeah, but yeah, we found a couple of quotes kind of going into the subject matter, whatever, because every brother deals with this, every camp deals with this. And every individual in this truth that is in this walk in this thing of ours, we go through the similar matters. Now, this is a quote by a guy named Marvin Williams. We didn't look him up. It says, "There is no better test of a man's integrity than his behavior when he is wrong."
Because your behavior actually, it actually is like, it's kind of like a window to your soul, man. Because when you're going through what you're going through, your behavior is going to really reflect on how you feel, man.
Let me get this one too. It says sometimes you just need to be quiet, admit you're wrong, and swallow your pride. It's not giving up, it's growing up.
Like the scriptures say, pride goes before destruction.
Let me see if I can find that. Oh, here you go, right here. Yeah. It says apologizing does not always mean that you're wrong and the other person is right. It just means that you value your relationship more than your ego.
It's the term compromise, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's basically what it's saying.
Yep. And like we've been going into for the past few days, you know, how you know, saying the scriptures talk about every way of man is right in his own eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because you always, what I'm saying is always going to be my truth, and it's going to be convincible and believable.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is always going to be your truth, and it's always going to be convincible and believable. You know, but at the end of the day, we both got each other's best interests in mind because we look at one another as men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know. So that's why that last quote, going to apologizing, does not always mean that you're wrong and the other person is right. It just means that you value your relationship more than your ego. Because in the world, so you cut Jake off. So you burn a lot of bridges just because of your pride and because of your ego. So like the brother, the priest brother Bobby was saying, in this truth, you basically compromise with one another. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that certain level of respect, you know what I'm saying, for each other.
Correct.
You want to justify it? Okay.
All right. And this is from the freedictionary.com for justify. It says to demonstrate or prove to be just, right, or valid. It says to free a human of the guilt and penalty attached to grievous sin. You know, with that, I want to get Ecclesiasticus 7:5. And it says, justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king.
Right. So basically, justify not thyself before the Lord, man. And what does it mean before the Lord? Well, when you're standing in the presence of a council or 2 or 3 more individuals that calling upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Al Shai, then you are actually in front of the Lord, man. So when that issue has happened, or basically you're going through something and you have the whole camp stating, hey, this is how it's going down, and this is how we see it based on the scriptures, and you're still trying to, cleave on to your belief on you being right, then you're justifying yourself, man.
Right.
Yeah, you want to be justified, you know, in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, Son, and the holy angels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where you want your justification to actually come from. You know.
That's right. All right, Proverbs 21:2.
Proverbs 20. You said Proverbs 21:2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It says, Proverbs 21:2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh Bashem Shai pondereth the hearts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, bro, get that ponder the hearts in Hebrews. That's in
Yeah, I got you. When the word ponder, it goes into like weigh or to try.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's trying the hearts.
That's right. So every way of the man is right in his own eyes, right? Because you're basing your righteousness based on your emotions most of the time, man. And that's the reason why it seems right.
That's a form of being, proud.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
just to back you up, Jeremiah 17:9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll read it for you, bro. States the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
The heart goes into that Hebrew word I want to say la,
Mm-hmm.
which means like your mind, like your spirit, basically,
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of times our people like to say that, well, I know in my heart, which means you pretty much you're wicked, So it says, let's read that again.
Okay. Back in Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things.
Yeah. And desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Right. So who can know it? Because basically, it's not. So when you're basing your decision on your emotions, who can know it? Because you may feel like this today, you may feel like that tomorrow. But when you follow the guidelines of the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, that's stability, man. You know, you ground yourself in that. Why? Because it doesn't change. You know, his commandments are not emotional, man.
All right, let me get back in Proverbs 21.
Yeah, 21 too.
Yeah, start at 4. All right, Proverbs 21:4. And how look in a proud heart and the plowing of the wicked is sin.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, having that proud heart is like just admitting that you can't admit to your faults. That's sin according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, you're supposed to come in humility. And it's scriptures and details of that how Yahushua said, come as a little child. Yeah. You're supposed to come lowly, man, meekly. You know?
Yeah, because the world has taught us, you know, to defend yourself, you know, by any means necessary, you know, so you always gotta to come to your own self-aid, you know. But it says a high look and a proud heart and the plowing in the wicked, you know, said it's sin. And because that self-justification, like the brother was saying, that's actual internal pride, because you can't feel that you actually wrong, you know what I'm saying? And it hurts to be corrected, you know what I'm saying? It hurts to have the different things pinpointed inside of you, basically telling this nigga, it's awful, man, it's awful about you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And your day-to-day, you know what I'm saying, the Most High's men, their whole mentality is to walk uprightly. You know what I'm saying? So to point out that there's a blemish or there's a flaw, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, you know, you want to say, no, that's not it. But truth be told, you know what I'm saying, you have to figure out exactly what the Most High is actually telling you.
Right.
You know, because that's really what it narrows down to. You know what I'm saying? Because we read these read the Bible, we practice the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? We love one another as the scriptures command us to have brotherly love one toward another. You know, we do all these things. So then when that uncomfortable conversation happens, you know, so whether it's one-on-one or whether it's in a group setting, you know what I'm saying, that's when you have to analyze, okay, what is Yahweh Shem Yahushua telling me? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to extract that spiritual message from that. You know? You know what I'm saying? That's why the title, you know what I'm saying, the brothers came with through the spirit, the title of this particular live feed, admitting your faults, apologizing, and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, so the conversation really kind of stemmed off that simple con. Yeah. You know, so that nod of the head and that con out. You know, because if you're telling me that something wrong with me or there's something about me, you know what I'm saying? If you tell me, okay, damn, but you know what I'm saying, no, you could be wrong, bro. You could be wrong. But then now you tell me, and it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I kind of need to do some soul searching and some self-examining here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay,
now just get the definition. Matter of fact, let's just go with Luke 23 right quick.
Luke 23.
Okay. You just paste in there. I already had a copy.
Where?
And,
okay. Oh yeah. I had changed it.
So y'all put something up. Can I bring something up? This is back over the other stated, and this is Matthew 18:16. But if he would not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. So that's what the other was saying. He was like basically saying, okay, now if one brother saying something, but when it's 2 or 3 more brothers, man, then the word is established, man.
That's right. And this is like a quick example, just you know, amend your faults. You know, and like the scripture say, whatsoever written 4 times, written for our learning. So we just take heed of this example right here and apply this in our everyday lives in this walk of faith we're in now. So this is Luke 23:39.
I'll read it for you, bro. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, if thou be Mashiach, save thyself and us.
And when he malefactors, he was, you know, a thief. If you read that back in Matthew 27 chapter.
Verse 40, but the other answering rebuked him, saying, doest not thou fear the Most High, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? Verse 41, and we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. but this man have done nothing amiss.
So he was man enough to just say, we deserve our punishment. You know, basically getting hung on this cross. But this man right here, next to us, Yahweh Shai, he did nothing. He did what he came to do on earth. And that's basically preach salvation to the elect. You know, he did the right thing the Most High wanted him to do. But this man right here in particular, he had enough integrity just to say, I was wrong for what I did. You know, I deserve this punishment.
Beautiful. Verse 42. And he said unto Yahweh Shai, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. Verse 43. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise.
Correct. And we already know this is like predestined for this to happen, but just going off face value of this, you can see that where it says this man just admitted his faults and doing what he had to do as a man, he had salvation just for that. And more than likely today he's on earth doing the same thing what we are doing, Lord willing, you know. All right. And just gonna get the definition of freedictionary.com of but. All right. All right, right here says, but on the contrary to expectation, yet. So you admitting your faults, like, yeah, I did this and I did that. Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really fully admitting that you're wrong in that situation. Just go ahead and complete it out and just be like, I was wrong. Cut it to a chase, just like that. Like our brother brought out, let your yay be yay, your nay be nay. Cut it dry, man. Just be like, yeah, I was wrong. I did that. No but, no if, you know what I'm saying? Just stop justifying. Now, that's the spirit of a female if you look at it, man. You know, you be arguing with females and stuff like that. They can never admit that they're wrong in entirety. They always going to justify the reason why they did something. But we, on the other hand, supposed to be men of Yahweh Shai. We supposed to come as cut and dry. Like, I was wrong. I did that. And leave it like that. Learn from that mistake and keep pushing.
Because when you don't do it cut and dry, what that demon does is springboard off that shit and become stronger, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one. Okay, you know, with this one. Okay, kind of. All right. Yeah, I had hold on. Okay, Sirach. Yeah, Sirach. Is it 37? I think it's 37, 12, not mistaken. Oh no, it's 34. You can bring yours out real quick.
I got one. Hey, this is Psalms 30, 38 and 18. It states, for I will declare my iniquity, I will be sorry for my sin.
Man, that's a definite, basically an example of a contrite spirit right there, man. You know, you admit that I was wrong for doing this type of sin right here, and I hope that Yahweh Shai have mercy upon me.
Yeah, it's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32, in verse let's get verse 17. It says, a simple man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
And what's his will? I don't want to be wrong.
Self-will.
Yeah, self-will. I'm right. You know, no, you all are wrong, but I'm right.
Hey, this hurts. That right there. Yeah. Hey, when you find yourself making excuses about your decisions or actions, whatever the case may be, and you read this scripture right here, man, that hurts. That cuts deep. That makes you feel like literal crap, man. You know what I'm saying? And that just coming from personal past experiences. A sinful man would not be reproved. You know what I'm saying?
And it's plastering you as a sinful man.
Yeah. Why?
Because you won't be reproved. So that makes you sinful, man.
So basically, looking like that, you don't need no savior. You're looking at that, it's like, okay, because we supposed to admit our faults, and that's what Yahweh Shai coming back to do. He basically came back to correct our faults, you know. because if you look at it, how the scriptures say, you know, can you get that scripture one more time, bro?
Which one?
What you just reading? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, verse 17.
Yeah, Kai said how a simple man will not be reproved. You know, you looking at yourself in the mirror like, well, I'm right all the time. So if that's the case, then you don't need your house shire as your savior. You know, we on this side to rehearse the righteous acts, which means we gonna make mistakes. We gonna fuck up. You know, just be man about it. Just admit that. You know, so that's basically your point, saying I don't need your house shire. If you look at it in that type of way, because you don't want to be reproved, you basically saying what I'm doing is right 100%.
Verse 18, a man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear. Meaning you're not intimidated with fear.
Right. And like you said, right, like the scripture you brought out about the 2 or 3 witnesses, and a man of counsel be considerate. Like you would consider what the other brother said about you. And like Apostle Gabar always push out, like self-examination is an important thing, and it's true. So you just like calculate your mind, just think about the things that you did, and that's like self-awareness. You go, okay, I did do this, I did mess up on that. You'll be more considerate of the brother's thoughts about you in the council.
Back in 18, even when of himself he have done without counsel. Verse 19, do nothing without advice. What's the advice? The counsel. And when thou hast once done the counsel, repent not. Right. So whatever judgment or whatever decision the council made, Yahweh Shem Ashad is putting that thought out there. That's the judgment, man. You know, and so basically once you receive that judgment, then you're supposed to keep moving. Repent not.
Don't turn back from the judgment of that council. Right. Can get that one button again. Okay, time. Right. So like back in the free dictionary right here, how it says, but you know, like we read earlier, it says on the contrary, contrary to expectation, yet. So like you basically saying, yeah, I was wrong for doing that, but this is the reason why I did. You know what I'm saying? Just how we said, cut it short and dry. Just admit your fault, and we're gonna get an example of that in 1 Samuel 15. I'm just gonna jump around. Okay. That was 1 and 3.
1 and 3. 1 Samuel 15:1. Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh by Shem al-Shah sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel, and therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh by Shem al-Shah. Verse 2. Thus said Yahweh by Shem al-Shah of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Verse 3, now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
8 to 11.
Verse 8, and he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. Verse 9, but Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly. Verse 10, then came the word of Yahweh by Shem al-Shah unto Samuel, saying, verse 11, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh Shem al-Shah all night. Verse 13, and Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, blessed be thou of Yahweh Shem al-Shah. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. And Samuel said, what meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in my ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the beasts of the sheep, Salakia, spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto Yahweh Shem al-Shah, thy power, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, stay, and I will tell thee what Yahweh Shem al-Shah have said to me this night. And he said unto him, say on. And Samuel said, when thou was little, in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And Yahweh Hashem al-Shah anointed thee king of Israel. And Yahweh Hashem al-Shah sent thee on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah? And Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah, and have gone the way which Yahweh Hashem al-Shah sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
It's a point right here that Saul, he's lying right here to Samuel. Okay.
Verse 21, but the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh Hashem al-Shah, the power in Gilgal.
Now, what did he start off with in verse 21?
21, but the people took the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things.
Yeah, and this was King Saul. He made he made basically he justified his reason not killing all the oxen, the fatlings, and the sheep that Yahweh Shah told him to do in the first place. So he made justification and said, well, but you know what I'm saying? He just didn't admit and say, well, no, I didn't kill all those animals that you told me to do. And read what happened to him, verse 22, 23.
Verse 22, and Samuel said, have Yahweh Hashem al-Shah as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. Verse 23, for rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, as stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh Hashem al-Shah, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
And that was the ultimate consequence of King Saul for basically justifying not admitting to his faults. Like we started out with the lesson, we just admit to your faults, admit that you did something wrong, you know? So he was taking, that crown was taken away from him being king, which was already set up in the spirit to happen like that. But it's just like face value, we looking at it from this, you know, this scripture right here, by justifying and not admitting your faults as a man, as you should. And with that, I hope you brothers were edified. I'd like to give all honor and glory again to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh,
the honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to you, sincere brothers. Shalom.
Shalom.